Hey guys, welcome back to the preserves. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we've got this all taken apart, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably shield all these cavities. We're gonna go through and we're just gonna smooth out these ends. So I mean, they're not bad for a cheap guitar, but if you run your finger along the inside of them, they are a little sharp. It doesn't take much. You just boom. Not a whole lot. All you gotta do is just round them over. That's it. Just like that, you just go through. We'll get both sides of them and just go ahead and clean up all of them. Then we'll go ahead and hit it with our fret file across the top, and then we'll polish her up with some Freen polishing, and we'll use one of these cheap little things to protect, and then we'll come back and we'll lemon oil this. Then we'll get on the wiping and cleaning of the inside of the pickup cavity here and getting all this cleaned out, and then we will clean this out and we will shield the inside of the housing here for the, because there's a bunch of junk in here. I don't know what that's from, but it's whatever it is. We'll clean it out, get it done, and because there's a bunch everywhere on here. I don't know, it's some fucking, maybe some weird fucking Chinese fucking bullshit. Anyway, we'll go through, get that done, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we got all these frets done up, got both ends done. We did run into another little problem I didn't notice at first, which is this first inlay had lifted, and I had to re-glue that down. So what we're gonna do now is we're just going to get some lemon oil on here and just treat this wood a little bit. So get that done really quick. I just poke a little hole in the top of mine like that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a little tiny hole in there. And I just drizzle this down a little bit. Like that. And then I just rub her in. Then we're gonna take and do the back. Just like so, huh? Got this excess off here. Just like that. Be back when I flip it over. Okay, we got her flipped over. We got our 800 grit sandpaper. And basically what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna cut this piece down a little bit here. Because we don't need the whole piece. So let's cut her down. And basically we're just going to go over this, and then we're going to rub her down with some lemon oil. This is fine enough that you don't really need to do anything. I was going to dip it because this is wet dry, but Okay, so what we've done is we've gone ahead and sanded this all the way down, all the way up, and we've taken all the rough stuff off, yeah? And it feels pretty good now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and we're gonna take these off real quick. All these tuners are coming off. Excuse me. And that is not going to work. So let's get our small screwdriver. Let's actually get a smaller one. There we go. Now we can just take all these off. I don't know, I got something stuck in my throat. Nothing that some water shouldn't handle. Alright, let's get all these. We might have to use some of this old hardware here. For one thing, I couldn't find the piece that I needed for this. I'm not going to reveal what it's going to be, but if you watched the last video, you might have got a clue. So if you want to see that last video, it'll be at the end of the video, like on this side or that side, one of those sides. And at the end of the video, we're just gonna go ahead and take all these screws off, and then we'll flip her around, and then we'll take the, well, before we flip her around, we're gonna lemon oil the back here too. And it's allergy season, so I'm like kind of congested and whatnot. So, but once we get these off, we'll flip her around, take the pegs right out, take the ferrules off, and wipe this down. We'll cover the cavity with some copper tape. Let me get some of this. I need to clean this up. I'll be right back. All right. So we got her flipped over. We're going to take these off. All right. So we popped all these off. And get rid of those. Get rid of this stuff. And we'll save these maybe for another guitar project. They're not bad tuners. They're not great. All that stuff will stay together. All the screws, whatnot. Let's give this a wipe down really quick. Clean her all up. All right. Flip her back over. And let's get some of that lemon oil on here. Then we'll be done with the lemon oil for 24 hours or so, and we'll put another coat on it. We're dripping. We just want that to get all up in there. That's what we want. Nice, and just treat it. This is something you should do to your guitars every once in a while, is just go ahead and when you take the strings off, just go ahead and recondition all your wood. When you, it'll make for a way better, longer lasting guitar. Help it to resist some of the climate changes that you might have when you're going to gigs or whatever. Get her all wiped down. Then next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop in here, we're gonna measure. Let's cut this piece off because it's kind of wrinkly. I don't like that, so we'll use that for something else. Cut that off. Alright, so let's measure to there. And I like to do this in pieces, so yeah, to there. And then we'll measure this section to there. Measure that section to there. And then this one is about this long right here. Overlap that one a little bit. All right, we'll start with that. What I like to do is when you're shielding your guitar, you should make sure that you're doing full coverage. And if you got like your holes and stuff like that, what I like to do is I like to fold these over just a tad, and then I'll come in with my fingernail, and it'll just usually just cut it for you, just like that. See that? When you do that, let me get you down in there a little bit better. So if you just rub your fingernail up in the crease of this, it'll cut it for you, and then you can go about your business. And then when you have holes and stuff like that, what I like to do is I like to just find them. And just poke a hole right through. If I can find it, maybe I can do it better with this. There's one. Now just poke a hole right through. That way you get your holes covered up. Just like so. And you just go around and you do that whole thing and you line the bottom of it, and then you just, when you line the bottom of it, you want to kind of wrap it up the edges so everything is completely shielded. So you gotta be wary of this tape because it's it's flimsy. Flimsy, flimsy. And then sometimes if it doesn't cut, you just take your knife and mark up your frickin' guitar. No, don't mark up your guitar, but no worries. I'm making this guitar way better than it was, so we'll just go with the flow, yo. And that's basically how you go about doing it. I'll go around and do that to the whole thing. Alright, so you see we're completely shielded. We've got our holes all done up in there. And she looks pretty good. We're completely shielded. And I don't think I'm going to do the pickup cavities on this one. So I think we're going to go ahead and stop the video right there. Anyway, that's going to do it from Preserves today. Peace, guys.